Part of my job, first thing to come in, is read USA Today and the New York Times. So I'll mine for, localizations of stories that have immediate impact elsewhere that have some kind of secondary impact here. So it's kind of a real crapshoot, which, for me at least, is the terrific part. Is the downside is you don't have a beat where you have the same sources every day. There's a lot of big advantage to being on a beat after a while, and I don't have that. I am a required quick study, and sometimes that works out beautifully, and other times it's like making sausage. So I guess that's the short of it. I look at how you can develop it as a story as opposed to a report. So typically the best ones are people-driven. I'm less likely to be plugged into an institution. I'm more likely to be plugged into the people that are affected by what happens at that institution. And I always feel more comfortable in people's living rooms than boardrooms. So, they'll find eventually they'll do a lot of work scribbling while driving. I know it's a horrific thing to suggest, but you wind up thinking constantly on your way to assignment and on your way back. So when I get back, I have an idea where I'm going to go. Maybe the first 3 to 5 graphs, and then ultimately if the reporting is done, it kind of writes itself after that. Skill I really feel that we need most to rely on is simply being quick on your feet. So follow-up questions, the juice is usually in the follow-up questions. But I still struggle with, gosh, I asked them this, but then I let it go, and I was so focused on the next question I had either written out in my notebook or in my head, and wanted to circle back to something to learn a little bit more about, something that might be a pretty incremental aspect of a story, and I come back and I wish I was able to write a little more on that. So for me, it's asking every available smart question.